saying. I think. Am I on? Okay, I think so. Okay, let's see. Hi, everybody. Shalafia left. Illinois Sanctuary. What's going on? Hello, everyone. Y'all, is it just me or this last third part of the year is moving pretty fast? Like, September. It's like September 12th. We're almost in the middle of September. It's, and it's like, good evening. How are you? Okay, let me put on my glasses because hey, kiddo. Hey. You done playing around? Huh? That's my sidekick. My one and only sidekick. Get a lot TJ. That's TJ. My TJ one and only. Y'all think I'm obsessed with my kids. I'm not obsessed with my kids. I saw my older kid this weekend. Oh, Lord Jesus. Mommy of boys. Hi, everybody. This is Attorney 𝒊𝒎𝒎𝒊𝒈𝒓𝒂𝒏𝒕, immigration attorney based in Alabama, representing immigration clients in all 50 states. Come on in. Let's talk immigration. How was everybody's day? My day was long. I'm telling you. It's like, and then Christmas decorations are coming out in Walmart. Like, let's even breathe a little. We just, like summer, it's still hot. We're still burning up. So how are we talking about Christmas trees? Like Christmas trees out. The t-shirt Halloween. Well, no, it's not necessarily a holiday, but you get what I'm saying. But anyway, hi everyone. Come on in. Come on in. Say hello when you come in. Say hello when you come on. How was everybody's day? Thank you, Dusola. How are you? Y'all, it's green card week. It's green card week. I'm not even kidding. One of my great see, this is what happens when you are when you listen to your lawyer. So it's a good idea. Listen to your lawyer. So my client's whose green card case got approved today, we filed his case in May 23rd to be precise. And y'all like, okay, how do you remember all these dates? I have every client's receipt notice on my phone. So wherever I am, I can pull up your receipt notice. I'm not obsessed. It's just what it is. For whatever reason, not for whatever reason. So we got an RFP in his case. We got an RFP about 3 weeks ago. The RFP was just very straightforward. We had sent in a marriage certificate. They wanted a certified copy. And so we sent that in last week. That's when we sent it in. I think so. And then Tuesday, right? Yesterday, Monday, was when I got the alert saying we're actively reviewing. So, sometimes that's what I was talking about, manifestation season. That's it. I was talking about, you never know with USCIS updates. So it was yesterday, was like, we're actively reviewing your case. No, actually, no. Let's back up a little bit. Let me pull it up. Hold on. I'll tell you now. I think, yes, it was, we're actively reviewing your case. And then it changed to, no. Yesterday was a Friday. Or yesterday, we received your response to our request for evidence. And then the same day it changed to we're actively reviewing your case. And then today it changed to we approved your I-485. And then just this evening before I came on, the I-130 was also approved. Basically, what? May, June, July, August, 3. So I don't have to count. June, July, August. 3.5 months. Yeah. No interview. But I said this to say this. I said that to say this. So we had he's from Ghana, right? And I like all day, every day. What if your divorce decree is from Lagos State, Nigeria? I can't even say any other state. Lagos State, Nigeria, because I've done so many, I can look at it and say, okay, I don't authenticate documents, but I can say, okay, this may be a problem. But he's from Ghana, and I really don't know anything outside of what does the reciprocity schedule say that the and I think he had a customary marriage. So what does a customary marriage divorce look like in Ghana? So that's where I went, and he said, sent me something. I said, no, that's not what it says. Let's try to figure out. And so contact your lawyer back home. We did that for about 2 months just to make sure we got things right, so that we didn't have to end up with, and then it took a while. They finally got us what we needed. I was in contact with he was in contact with his lawyer. He sent me, what they were sending to him. Like, what? Yes, this is what we need. And we put everything together, got the IRS for the certified marriage certificate. He did everything I told him to do. Here we go. So congratulations, Mr. H and Miss O, his wife. Y'all are a wonderful, wonderful couple to work with. Let's talk immigration, everyone. This is Attorney Abisola Olaleye, immigration attorney based in Alabama, representing immigration clients in all 50 states. Got an immigration case. If it's a case that my firm handles, we can and do represent immigration clients in all states, all 50 states. Okay, we'll get questions later. Y'all know the drill. Subscribe to the YouTube channel. Share this video. Follow us on TikTok, Instagram, Facebook, and YouTube. I forgot. Subscribe to YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, TikTok at Olaleye Immigration. Hey, Miss Avena. See, I came before you did. Haha. Phone number is 334-341-4475. Visit our website at olalayelawfirm.com. Very, very easy website to browse through. It's really, really simple. And yeah, once again, thank you, Miss Illinois Sanctuary. If you need to book your consultation, olalayelawfirm.com. Very, very straightforward. You really don't have to call my office, except you just want to talk to my staff, and that's okay. But we can and do represent immigration clients in all 50 states. All right, what we're talking about tonight, before we get to questions, something that came on during consultations today. Vawa with pending I-130. Vawa with pending I-130. What does that mean? Basically, can you file a Vawa case and have that running concurrently when you still have a valid I-130 that you are the beneficiary of? Short answer, yes, you can. How is that possible? That's what we're going to talk about. So, unless you live under a rock, VAWA is a way where you can get your own green card yourself based on marriage. You can also do that if you're a parent of a citizen or a child of a citizen, a green card holder, parent of a citizen who is at least 21 years old. But I primarily do cases for abused spouses. So based on the fact that you have been abused by the spouse, you don't have to be divorced. Your spouse could either be a citizen or green card holder, and you file that your green card based petition, which is a VAWA case, on your own. It is discreet. It is confidential. Your spouse doesn't have to know. Life goes on as normal. Nothing has to change. And you are the self petitioner. The only way it differs from a regular marriage case is, unlike when your spouse is the filer in a petition of an I-130, that is the basis of a green card holder, the I-360 is your petition to file. So in a regular marriage case, you've got the citizen or green card holder spouse who files the I-130, you file your 485. In a VAWA case, you are both the petitioner and the beneficiary in your case. So many people actually they start on NAS because no one is getting married and hoping that they get abused. It doesn't work that way, right? So many people are getting married, and most people get married, and your spouse typically would file for you, right? They file an I-130. Based on that, you file a 485. If you're eligible to do that, along the line, something happens and people have to switch over to a VAWA case. That's usually what happens. You switch over to a VAWA case, and now you've got to file an I-360. The one thing you cannot have, which happens sometimes, however, and let me just touch on that real quick. Can you have two I-485 applications running at the same time? It's not like you cannot have them running at the same time, meaning that you filed one maybe based on I-130, and then you decided you're going to file a brand new one under your VAWA case. But USCIS cannot adjudicate more than one I-485 application. So at the time that it comes for USCIS to decide on your green card application, you've got to have to withdraw one. They cannot grant you green card status twice. You get what I mean? Unless it's been taken away from you and then granted. But in the sense of you're applying for that, you cannot have an I-485 approved 2 times over based on whatever petitions you're doing. So if the things go wrong in the marriage, now your spouse has filed an I-130. Now you become eligible to file an I-360. Are you able to do that? Or do you have to cancel out the I-130? If you file a via petition, does that cancel out your I-130 petition? Short answer is no. You can still be the beneficiary of an I-130 that your spouse filed, and at the same time, you still are able to proceed with an I-360 petition. They're mutually exclusive. One has nothing to do with the other because they're both standalone, individual, independent petitions that are filed by 2 different people. You filed yours, your spouse filed yours. So what happens if they're both granted? How do you choose? That choice has to be, that comes down to you. Because at the end of the day, whether it's an I-130 or an I-360, both cases you've got to prove good faith marriage. Meaning that if you're using an I-130, you and your spouse have to prove that your marriage is a bona fide marriage. It wasn't just for the green card. If you file an I-360, you by yourself, solely will have the burden of proving that your marriage was in good faith. So either way, you've got to meet the burden of good faith in either of the petitions. So both being approved, that means that USCIS has adjudicated the good faith part of it. And then the question is, which of those petitions would you not want to proceed with your I-485, which is your green card application? Where it makes a difference is if the I-130 is approved at the time of approval, you've now been divorced from your spouse, then obviously you cannot use the I-130 as the basis for your I-485 application. Then you would have to stick with your Vawa case. But this is a case where if you are the beneficiary of an I-130, that gets approved. You file an I-360, that gets approved, or one gets approved before the other. Do you have to wait for the other one to get approved? No, as long as you remain eligible to adjust your status based on any of the petitions that gets approved, then you're good to go. So filing an I-360 does not nullify the effect or validity of your I-130 or vice versa. They can run concurrently. A lot of people just would rather or sometimes the petitioner withdraws their I-130 petition. There's nothing you can do because that belongs to your spouse. But I've got cases, and that's one of the things that comes up, including the consultation today, where people are like, okay, do I have to make a decision? And you don't. You don't have to make a decision, just the same way you're not required to get divorced if you file a Vawa case. There's no requirement that you've got to be divorced or that you've got to be separated. You can carry on as normal, because people who actually file Vawa cases, some of them have, some of my clients have kids together, so they're still in the same household. But you don't have to choose one or the other. You just have to decide at the time that USCIS will adjudicate your I-485, which of the bases, as long as you remain eligible for both, which of the bases you're not going to move forward to have your green card application approved on, meaning you're going to adjust status on. When it comes to the I-130, obviously it would be helpful and required that you and your spouse are still in a bona fide marriage. The Vawa petition does not require such. You don't have, you can actually file for Vawa even after a divorce. So as long as you remain eligible for whatever the basis of your green card is going to be, either the I-130 or the I-360, then one does not cancel out the other. They're both independent individual petitions, standalone petitions, and it's just completely up to you and depends on if it's still valid, meaning your petitioner has not pulled their petition, you're still married to the petitioner, or any other requirements that each of those petitions would mandate you to prove. That's that in a nutshell. Very, very precise, short. Hopefully that answers, because a lot of people have that question. Hopefully that answers that question for a lot of people. So That's all she wrote, people. Let's get to questions. It's been a long day. I had court today. You're too much. I had court today. Y'all, Shema, I went to my family services. I went to my long bar. Well, I don't go, but someone told me that I see the state of Alabama. But the state of Alabama is actually the client. So one of my clients is the state of Alabama. That's how we put it. State of Alabama. Or the state. Yeah. Or the state of Alabama or state. No, I actually put state of Alabama. So I had court today. Thank you. Today's topic is filing Vawa with pending I-130. So for those on Instagram, Miss Editor Sanctuary has it up. If you are on YouTube and Facebook, you've got it on the screen. Vawa with pending I-130. If you're just joining us, welcome. We do this every Tuesday and Thursday. We talk about immigration topics. We share good news. We pray for one another and we answer questions. And so let's get to it. Let's get questions. Let's take questions. If you got questions, put them on the screen and put them in the comment section and we will go through that. Once again, contact information for our office is 334-341-4475. I'm no longer in removal and okay, I'm not gonna say anything because I think fingers crossed. Y'all, before the end of the week, I am speaking it into existence. There's one of my dearest clients that is in removal proceedings from my mouth to God's ears, and he's gonna sanction it that we're gonna get her proceedings terminated in court so we can just go ahead with USCIs. Just gotta speak it before you see it. So no longer in removal. I do have advanced parole through Vawa and also have U visa case. However, I have a false claim now. Is it safe to use my advanced parole? Thanks in advance. I cannot tell you whether it's safe or not. You've got a lot going on, so you may be better off if you don't have a lawyer. I would say get a lawyer in your case and sit down and actually dissect. This is not a yes or no question. You've got a whole lot going on. So yes, you're no longer in removal proceedings, but that's not the end of the case. You know, there's some questions, y'all, that it's just not a simple yes or no, right? It's not okay. Yeah, you can do this. No, you can. It's not. It doesn't work that way. There's some that you've got to pay the money to talk to somebody. There are attorneys who offer you a free 15-minute consultation. I don't know what you're going to achieve in 15 minutes. And that is if you're actually going to speak with a lawyer, another paralegal, but hey, to each their own. But you cannot be penny wise, pound foolish when it comes to your status in the United States. You just cannot. You can't do it. So speak to a lawyer and see how that goes. Okay, let us go to TikTok. Let's see. Don't put it in messages. You've got to put your question on the screen. I'm not going to check messages. You've got to put it on in the comment section. How'd you get your hair like that? It's beautiful. Thank you. You can tell whenever I just wash my hair because my face looks. Someone said you go on vacation because you look relaxed. Like, no, I just washed my hair. You can tell. So this weekend was hair wash day. Yeah, I wash my hair myself. Nobody touches my head because I deal with migraines. So my mom is here. Nobody could touch my y'all are not gonna believe this. I was actually a tomboy for I think the first 6 years of my life. I got a photo on my personal page. You see, like the only difference in myself and my older brother was like I had earrings. That's all. But nobody could touch my hair. As an adult, I still deal severely with migraines. And I think because of the nature of my work, I'm constantly on the screen. I'm constantly reviewing something. I'm constantly like, y'all, if you see the floor of my office, this is my own office. I didn't go to, well, I was going to say I didn't go to bed till like 2:30 a.m. yesterday, but not just because anyway, I digress. But I washed my hair. And so I rebraid my hair. It's just rebraiding, really. I don't know if it's I don't know. I'll take photos and this one. I just rebraided and Mighty back. It's Kilamanko Kini. I should DD Lamankwe. Yes, disclaimer. Questions, general, it's very, very general, not specific to anybody's case. If you need anything specific to your case, then that will require a consultation, and you can do that by calling our office 334-341-4475 or visiting our website. Consultation is 30 minutes, 130, 45 minutes to 100, 1 hour, 230. But thank you. I appreciate that. Okay, let's see. Hello, Mr. Laimi. How are you? Good morning. I don't know email. Oh, that's true. What time is it in Nigeria now? Thank you, Mr. Ben. What time? Like, I love when I wash my hair because I really drench my hair, and I think that's why I got edges. It's all great, but because I use what is this? It's an Australian. I really don't use, and I think that's one of the reasons why my hair looks like it shines a lot. I don't use shampoo on my hair. I don't. I use moisturizing conditioner to wash my hair. You're gonna think like that's nasty. No, it's not. It actually has more sod than anyway. If you want to know, I'll give you the deets, but it's a process, and I drench my scalp with peppermint oil. There's nothing. I'm telling you, sleep like a baby. You will sleep like a baby. Nothing like it. The same thing I do for my boys, though. Okay, let's see. What can I do if my husband stole my green card? Well, you can file to replace the green card. File an I-90 based on the fact that you have stolen, lost, or damaged green card. File an I-90 and write an explanation why you're requesting to replace it, especially if it's not expired yet, and can do that. And then find a safe address where you were going to put in your application where USCIS can mail that to you. Can I apply for I-10? Yes, I-10 is not immigration related. It's tax related. With soft passport copy. I don't know. You're going to have to find it from IRS. Any tips for citizenship interview when you get your green card through asylum? Review your file. Make sure there's nothing that's going to contradict. One of the things they're looking for, especially when you get your green card through asylum, where they want to make sure that you're a person of good moral character, because that's going to apply, and that you did not falsify information to get your asylum case. So it's mainly about good moral character when it comes down to that. How can we change status to EB3? Sit down with a lawyer and discuss your eligibility. Let's see. I received my green card, but not approval notice. Can I travel abroad or need approval notice? You don't need an approval notice if you have a green card. I mean, the green card is the card. You can't travel abroad with an approval notice without a green card. So you already have, unless it's extension notice. But if you're talking a green card, my therapist asked USCIS to file my I-130 in lieu of my and sent the I. My therapist asked USCIS to file my I-360 in lieu of my I-130 and sent the I-130 receipt. Your therapist or your lawyer? Why would the therapist ask? I don't understand your question. You keep asking this question. You need to sit down with a lawyer. That's what you need to do. And if you have a lawyer, you've got to talk to your lawyer and ask them about transferring your priority date. Oh, I hate when this happens. Where did I stop? Hold on. Okay. Can a spouse sponsor you for green card after marriage when he or she has a felony conviction? Having a felony conviction does not prevent someone from filing, being an I-130 petitioner. What you want to be worried about or concerned about is if the person was convicted of a sexual offense, and if that offense falls within the Adam Walsh Act, which usually is a sexual offense against a child. So that's what you want to be worried about. But generally, someone convicted of robbery, and they served their time, they're out of jail, that does not stop them from actually filing an I-130 petition on your behalf. A post-interview, that decision not made. So what is your question? My Vawa is pending 37 months and processing time is 35 months. Can we sue USCIS for decision? Can you sue USCIS? Yes, you can. But have you contacted them yet to like through your lawyer or sending them a letter saying, hey, my case is outside normal processing time? It doesn't mean it just means you're making them aware that you're aware that your case is outside of my present time. Have you tried to do a congressional assistance request, ombudsman inquiry to say, hey, can you check on the Vermont Survey Center office and let them tell me what's going on in my case before you get to the last resort of suing USCIS? On asylum, can I apply for food stamps for the children? I can't tell yes or no because I'm not sure when you say on asylum, do you mean that you have an asylum case pending, or you've been granted asylee status? They're two different things. Lawyer, okay. If your lawyer is on your case, then you need to ask the lawyer whether or not, tell the lawyer exactly what you need to accomplish. Let the lawyer tell you what needs to be done. Please don't change this hairstyle. You represent the African queen. I was just talking to TJ today because I used to have my hair in dreads, like not dreads, but twist that looks like dreads. And he said, well, I thought you said, well, I'm like, you know what, I changed my mind. Because that takes me, I used to do that myself too. Like, yo, I got talent. Like I give my boys their haircut. They don't go to the barber shop. I actually cut their hair. So whatever style you see on their head, that's me. I just go to YouTube University. But thank you. I was talking to him about changing my hairstyle. But then again, I'm not a hair person. Like, I don't care to get up in the morning and try to style my hair. I don't. That's why I've had the same hairstyle for God knows how long. I used to have an afro that took me forever to, and then go outside and then look. As soon as the humidity touched my hair, I became SpongeBob SquarePants. Like that, let's find something. This works, saves me a lot of time. Y'all don't even understand. But John Africa, thank you. I appreciate that. Is the gray natural? Yes, it is. Why is USCIS taking longer than expected an I-130? I got an I-130 that has been pending since last year, and it's driving me insane. Made increase so many times that, and then you've got the cases filed this year that are being approved just like that. It's there's no rhyme or rhythm with USCIS. I say it all the time. No sponge. I'm telling you, like sponge, like try not your hair outside in humidity. You know. You need this is like, but you need like no. We'll just have to run in. My asylum BI is administratively closed and my VA is pending. Can we terminate asylum? I would not suggest. Disclaimer, general information, nothing about your specific case. I will not recommend to do it now because when you're in BIA, that means you've already lost in immigration court. You've already had your hearing. They didn't find you credible. Now you're in BIA. At this point, I would say, hold on, let it sit at administrative closure. You are getting your EAD still there. So just leave it alone until your VA case has been approved. When your VA case is being approved, then you can go back there and do that. But right now, yeah. Okay. Let's see. You send information yourself. No, I've already said it. If you go on my YouTube or TikTok page, not TikTok, YouTube or Facebook, you would have, there's a video about priority date and what, and actually where it says, if you go on USCIS.gov and you just put in I-360, I-130 priority date for I-360, it's there on their website as well. TJ. Y'all, my head hurts. I gotta take something real quick. Can you get me my pill bottle, please, real quick, kiddo? I got a headache. My asylum case, huh? No, I have water here. Thank you. My asylum case is pending since 2018. You're not alone. Is it safe to travel with pending asylum and pending Vawa case? Do you have advanced parole? I assume that you have advanced parole. Okay. It's not. I'm not. I wouldn't say it's what USCIS says, because it's not about. And I understand what your lawyer is saying, that citizens don't have priority dates because they, priority date has to do with visa bulletin and all that. This is not. Thank you, kid. This is not the same. This is a case of being able to get your case adjudicated faster than someone who has never filed an I-130. So it's not about you, a priority date waiting on where visa bulletin priority matters is you waiting on being able to apply for a green card or a trust status. Priority date transfer on a VA case is more about the time it takes you for your VA case to be approved. I hope that makes sense. Hold on, yo. We've had this headache all day, so I hope that makes sense. So, yeah. Yeah, so I've also had there was an email about that we got, and then USCIS was like, yes, the adjudicating officer has taken note and would be taken into consideration at the time of final adjudication. I'm just letting you know, if you go on the USCIS.gov website or go on our page and show your attorney that information, then let them explain that to you. But I'm not going to tell you that your lawyer is right or not, but that's what it is. Priority dates when it comes to being able to, let me even see. If you go on my page, it's right on the page. Hold on, y'all. It's right there on my page. Okay. Okay, so your case is still pending. When you apply for asylum, just like VA, you're exempt from public charge, inadmissibility, but I cannot tell you whether or not to go ahead and apply for food stamps. Now, if your children are citizens, then there's no worry about that. Do you have to pay for EAD renewal based on VA? If you're talking about C31 EAD, yes. The first one you get, they automatically will send it to you, but once that expires and you have to renew, then you've got to pay for renewal. How long after RFE response does USCIS make a decision? So, y'all, the thing is, there is no one, it's not one size fits all when it comes to USCIS. Because, like I said, my client's case I got approved today. His green card got approved today. We just sent, I'll tell you exactly when we sent this RFP in, so y'all will have. And that was, it was very specific what they asked for. What they asked for was very specific. It was a certified copy of their merit certificate, and we sent this in. Let's see. Oh, really? Okay, so we sent this in August 31st. When I sent it August 31st, and I'm trying to, yeah, sent it August 31st. I think that was a Thursday. They got it on a Friday, and we got the update that his case, we acknowledgement of receiving the response to the RFE either Friday yesterday, and then it changed yesterday, and then it changed to we're actually reviewing your case, and then today we got the approval. My point is, it doesn't rhyme or rhythm. There was another case that we got an RFE for that was sent in June. We started in June, and then when it was about 60 days in August, I contacted USL like, hey, we responded over 60 days ago. That what's going on. There's no reason why that should still be pending. And I think it was 2 days after they approved the case. There are some RFEs that there's some RFEs that I got earlier in the year, and we're still waiting. So there's no rhyme or reading. Every case is different. It depends on what the RFE was about. It depends on what stage you're in. In this case, obviously we had enough bona fide and sufficient bona fide evidence that they waived the interview, and the only thing that they wanted to, because we said everything in medicals, everything. The only thing that they had issue with was the merit certificate, and that was sent in. I have another lady that is very similar, and I'm trusting God that hers is going to be the same way. So I just love when the work, because sometimes I'm up to, like, I'm not even kidding, 2 a.m., 3 a.m. Primarily working, sometimes not working. But it's really, really gratifying when that pays off and people are just able to move on with their life. Okay. Can I do a 1099 job or register a business if I have to work on somewhere? If you're allowed to work, then you're allowed to work. This is as simple as that. Hello, Miss Chrissy. How are you? I hope you had a wonderful weekend. All right, let's go to. All right, let's go. Hold on 1 second. There's nothing like being able to share. See, I'm a firm believer in, if you rejoice with other people, and just be happy for them, your blessing is just, similar to okay, what does that mean? Because y'all know my everybody's not that. My everybody's not. Yeah, that one's that's past my head. What does that mean? Similar to 𝒊𝒎𝒎𝒊𝒈𝒓𝒂𝒏𝒕. Is that what, like, that you can beg, right? I think so. Yeah, don't be laughing. Hello, my number, little boy. Okay, let's see. Hello, 𝒊𝒎𝒎𝒊𝒈𝒓𝒂𝒏𝒕. How are you? Cookies, baby, I'm doing well today. How about you? Y'all who still have kids who do Halloween stuff and all, God bless your hearts. Been there, done that. Not good. Don't miss it. Don't miss it for the world. Lord have mercy. Jeez. Lord, kid. It's still hot, and you're telling me fall. It was 100 degrees in Alabama today. 100 degrees. And when I came my washer, in short, they even lucky. Well, I went to court, so I had my blazer on. Before you like, is that how you went to court? I know, because the judge would have sent me packing. But as soon as I got out of court and the blazer went, I don't even know where the blazer is, because I am burning up, because not doing it. It's too hot. It's too hot. After my divorce, my partner. Good evening. After divorce, okay, let me rephrase your question. After you divorce your partner, can you still renew your work authorization? Well, I'm assuming you've got a general information. I assume you've got a pending case, and if you've got a pending case, that means that a divorce will affect whether or not your I-1, even if you're divorced before an I-130 is approved. Please hear me loud and clear. You're not eligible to adjust status. If USCIS approves your green card after you have gotten divorced, or you approves an I-130 after a divorce, that is an approval in error, and you're probably going to have a problem when it comes time for you to apply for citizenship. So don't think like, yes, well, divorce. No, they have the record, and that's what's going on now. People have filed an I-751, or had a 10-year green marriages was more than 2 years, and didn't have to file 751, thought that everything was fine. They filed for citizenship. USCIS is going back to what you submitted, looking through your documents to make sure and verify whether or not you had everything, you actually eligible for the lawful permanent residency status to start with. So they will go back and check on your record, just, so you can't say, hey, you didn't know, just, but whether or not you can renew your work authorization will depend on if your case is still pending. If your case is still pending, that means you still have a viable I-485. Generally, you can, but I can't tell you whether or not you can do that when you've already said you're divorced. So, Hobby Lobby has Christmas stuff. You see, I'm like, manifestations. It is. Yes. You got to speak it before you believe it. Speak it before you believe it. Manifestation. What God cannot do doesn't exist, huh? Preach it. Preach it, Miss Gill. Don't let us start a church in here. Let's see. Anthony said a good evening. I got a prima facie determination June this year. Please, when do you think I should be expecting my approval of VAWA? I would assume, based on saying you got it in June, that you probably filed your VAWA case earlier this year. VAWA takes up about three years to be approved. If you've got, and going back on that priority date, like for instance, the cases that I've gotten approved way before the 36, 38, month mark, whenever we get the approval notices, it would have priority dates, and they're all people married to citizens. So it's not like you can say priority date doesn't apply to U.S. citizens, because it's different. Visibility and priority date is different. We're talking of when an I-130 was filed, and that shortening your waiting period to get your VAWA approval. But if you've got a prima facie determination just this year, my guess is you just filed your VAWA case this year. VAWA cases are typically taken about, so your prima facie determination has nothing to do with how quickly your VAWA case will be approved. If you need to book a consultation, visit our website, allaylawfirm.com. Good evening, Miss Sabina. How are you? Hello, Island Girl. What's going on? We just shared lick finger jollof rice. Talking of lick finger, here's how you know that you've got an obsession with lick finger food. When you are in court, like you're in the middle of a hearing, and lick finger sends your message to remind you to ask a question about your order, and you are in the middle of a hearing, like literally, and you put your phone on the desk to respond, like, I'm in court, but that's when you know that lick finger's got something on you. Lick finger, if you're watching, Allah my number there. That's when you know. I was like, I'll be there. Like, girl, the other lieutenant was like, what are you doing? I'm like, mind your darn business. What do you know? It's none of your business what I'm doing. I was ordering a white going. Yeah, lick finger. I love my number there. Okay, let's see. People can't do that to me. Please don't forget to share this video. Yep, please share, because a lot of times we have people ask questions about things that we've already talked about in previous videos. So it actually helps to share. And I cannot tell you, y'all, like people literally will call the office like, hey, I don't want to make it a conversation. I just want you to pass the message to the attorney that, she made this video. I watched that video that actually helped me to figure out what was going on in my case. I got my green card tons and tons of times. And that is, that's the blessing of this. You just never know. Now, let me tell you, how are you? Apply for asylum. I've gone for biometrics. What is the next thing to expect? Waiting for your interview, which can take years. Okay. Hello, finest Shandy. Shalafia. I hope you're much better now, because I know Shalafia. I hope you're doing much, much better now. Okay, let's see. My husband, who is an American citizen, filed for me and my 2 kids in April without a lawyer. So can we still get a lawyer to check it out? Yes, you can. You can get a lawyer at any time. If you feel you need one, which I always recommend, not because I'm one, but maybe because I'm one. Yeah. Call me Yep, that's your answer. Yes, take away your case. I have just received my second advance parole. What is next in brackets? So you're going to keep receiving your advance parole. If it's, if you've obviously 2 years, the initial one, or maybe a year. But y'all, VAWA cases take up to 3 years to be approved. We are the most impatient people as immigrants, but you don't have a choice. You've got to be patient. My client's case was approved in 5 months. Did the person have an I-130? Yes. But do I have other cases that they're still pending over a year and they have previous I-130s? Yes. But it's that 5 months is not the norm. It's not. It really isn't. You're talking of, I think the closest I've gotten to that is 17 months, or was it 17 or 16 months, thereabout. That person also had an I-130 that they were the beneficiary of. That's just the standard in my firm. If you've got an I-130 that I'm aware of that was filed on your behalf, there's a cover letter we have that says this is what the person can do about law. Please apply that to this case. End of story. But once we do that, whether they do that is out of our hands. That's just what the law is. Okay. God has gone before us. Trust and believe. Thank you for always encouraging us. I feel so blessed whenever I watch your lives. Thank you. Check my status today. Any showed card is being produced. Hallelujah. Look at God. You see, that's what I'm talking about. You've got to, and some of us really are just waiting. And there are some that will make you can either wait alone and have all kind of thoughts in your head of things not going well, or you can come and be surrounded twice a week with other people in similar situations and share similar stories, but also encourage one another, knowing that you're not alone. Because when you're not alone, and if there's someone praying, because y'all, I'm telling you, before I come on, I usually just say a word of prayer. And like, whatever anyone is dealing with, God, I pray that you would meet us out, meet each one of us at the point of our needs. And I pray for, for good news. I pray for strength to, and to comfort those who are not getting the news they're expecting, knowing that you're not a God of failure. It just a line or two, just to know that you're speaking. Because my kids know there's some things you don't, in my house, nobody calls anybody any name. You can't do that, because the power of life and death is in the tongue. So when we come together and we're able to encourage one another, like Stanley's, and come in there and card is being produced, it takes your mind off of what's going on, and you're able to know that because sometimes you feel like it's just you're the only one whose case is going wrong. But then when you hear other people going through what you're going through, it gives you some kind of solace. Like, you know what? Okay, it's okay that it may not be coming now, but I'll put my mind on something else because I know God is still at work. Until God says it's over, then it's not over. So congratulations. Everybody says congratulations, Stainless. That's what it's all about. This platform is indeed a blessed one and always filled with positivity. Thank you, Mrs. Dana. What's next? Okay, I already answered that question. Let's see. Castor oil. What's castor oil for? For hair? I used to, but I can tell you why slowly. Thank you. That was my mama. Hello, Missy Lee. How have you been, girl? How you doing? Did you just wash your hair? Yes, I just washed my hair. You can tell. Oh, sorry to hear that. I'm currently on L2 visa. Husband and I no longer together. Current employer is offering to sponsor anything I need to keep me in the U.S. You wanted to speak with a lawyer to make sure you're still eligible to adjust to change status. Asking for a friend. I love that. Right? Okay. If all the applications get denied for marriage base after 4 years because of the divorce from Nigeria, will the person remarry, or can they go ahead with the old marriage? If it got denied because of the divorce from Nigeria, why would you want to do that? Why would you not even get a new divorce since then and then remarry and file again in 4 years? That's plenty of time. I want to, and I think Lydia, one of the girls who helps me out with the social media, we put something up. Was it today? Yesterday, about factors to consider whether or not to challenge USCIS's questionable divorce decree, or to just refile or withdraw the application. So thanks, Ms. Sanctuary. SpongeBob, I'm telling you, SpongeBob SquarePants, you would like, what? Do I cut my kids' hair for real? I do. TJ, I cut their hair for real. Yeah. He needs a haircut, so just ignore what he looks like. But I do cut their hair. Well, who cuts your hair? Who gets your haircut? Nobody. You're asking if I give you a haircut. Do you go to barber shop? It's not an answer. No. Were you sleeping already?
No.
Like, what are you doing?
I'm studying.
Oh, you got a test tomorrow?
Yeah.
The science? What do you have?
I have science and
For the rest of science. Okay. You got a study guide? Okay, we're making less than 95, right? Okay. All right, we'll finish studying. What do you think about green card by investment? Is it realistic? It is. I don't do EB5 anymore, but if you have the money. Hello, Victor Maya. How are you? You need to rest, but you still came here to educate. Thank you. Yeah, I'm sorry. I had to take them because my head. Listen. Oh, Lord. My I-751 has been approved. Oh, whoa. And oath ceremony scheduled. See? That is what I'm talking about. Y'all, that is what I'm talking about. And I pray that your story will be a blessing and a point of contact to others still waiting on God. There's no one who waits on God that gets disappointed. It may not go the way we think it will go, because it's not the plan of God for us. God's plan does not fail. So the fact that something doesn't end up the way we thought it was going to end up doesn't mean God's plan failed. It just means that wasn't God's plan. That's all it means. So you're just going to have to open up yourself and say, you know what? Okay, God, what is the plan? And be, what's it, not open? Be available and receptive of that. Because if we fight it, then it's not going to work. But God's mind always and always were, and God's for I know the plans I have for you, and not of evil, but of good, to give you a future and a hope, to bring you to an expected end. And Bible says our expectation should not be cut off. You've got to speak it before you see it. You've got to speak it before you see it. If you move from one state to another, does it affect the processing time for your application to remove conditions? It depends on if your case is being processed at a service center. Whenever you move, you're required to notify your CIS and file an AR-11. So it may or may not. It just depends on if it's still going to be the same service center that has jurisdiction over where you're moving to. Congratulations, Wawa Boy. That is awesome news. That is stainless, Wawa Boy. We rejoice with you. And we pray that God will, this is just going to be the beginning of many things that God has in store for you. Okay, let's see. Okay, the same question. Hey, Miss Lady Adipa, how are you? 25 million price. $25 million bride price is ready. Oh yeah, Moa, Iboloa. She need account number me. That's what my older brother says. My dad is late, so that's our family head now. So he has increased. Well, what can I say? How do you wonder? Why? I'll give my account number. Why, Ellie? Why is he account me? No worries. Sharp. Can I file VA afterwards? My partner divorced me. You're able to file for VA up to 3 years after a divorce. 2 years after a divorce, not 3. What can be done when green card is issued in error after divorce? I mean, what can the person do? You're going to have to notify your CIS, unfortunately, because you don't want to have a problem at the time that you're applying for citizenship. Now, there are some USCIS has the discretion to still approve an I-485 after a divorce if the I-130 was approved before the divorce. So in your case, you may want to talk to a lawyer just to be on the same side. Cash, Miss Elena Sanctuary is she's my adopted sister, so she's the one. What is the word I'm looking for? She's the family representative. She's a family representative. So, yeah. Oh, just got a notification. Can I just brag on my paralegals again? Particularly, I want to brag on Isaiah. Y'all, if you have a case from my firm, and Isaiah is working on your case, Carla and Karen and Lydia, y'all rock. But this is about Isaiah right now. If you have a case in my firm and Isaiah is working on your case, like to know me is to know that I drive myself crazy with perfection because but we all make errors, and I've come to learn that I'm human and I make errors. But when I tell you that I can close my eyes and not worry about this guy, knock on wood. So I just saw a notification come in, and something that I thought it was going to, he just did it, and it's just ready to print. All you have to do is print it out. I mean, listen. Anyway, let's see. I'll file with the old marriage certificate because she's still with her present husband and we're two. I don't understand your question. Thank you for blessing us with the Tuesday and Thursday free knowledge. I am the partaker of the blessings. You're absolutely welcome, Wawa Boy. Listen, you have, I'm just so, when you have walked in someone's shoes, it's different than someone who is practicing immigration law and we're born in the country. I wasn't born here. I came to the United States on the visa. I have gone through, I've gone through all kinds of visas. I'll send my mom. She's like, "Oh, I love your visa." Yeah. Even my mom was like, "Huh? Yeah." But so for me, I get it. And that's why I know that just hang in there. Just hang in there. I've had people say, I'm just going back tonight, going back to Ghana, back to Jamaica. That's okay. Have those moments, but please don't let one crazy person push you away from your destiny. God did not make an error bringing you here. So I'm just glad that we have this space, to come together and just, hey, Nikki, that's my sister from another mother. Can I cancel a pending asylum case if I get married to a citizen? Don't cancel your asylum case until you get your green card. What do you think of backlogs in Nigeria? Do you think it's advisable to transfer your case to another country for faster precedent interview? You can. But the one thing I'm saying is those countries also are getting, because a lot of people are transferring, so it's getting backlogged as well. They're waking up slowly. Good luck to you. You got this. Thank you, people. See, I thank God. But in my house, you got a test. You just let me know. I think obviously they had to get to the point, but you don't watch TV until you've done your homework. You've got to test. You got to study. I don't have to remind you to study. Why am I reminding you to study? But they have that routine, and even in college, my oldest kid had some testing, and he'd been prepping for that, and parenting gets easier. They get more expensive, but it gets easier. Trust me. But thank you. Can I talk about Gary to answer that question? Mr. Ben already answered your question. Yes, if your divorce hasn't been over 2 years, then you're good. My application was rejected because I overpaid money owed by $5, and my medical forms was also open. What should I do? Refile your case and make sure you get the right filing fee. Go to USCI. Just Google USCI's fee calculator. Even as an attorney, I use that. Even though off the top of my head, I know the fees, but nobody's ever too sure. So that helps you. And just get your doctors to give you another copy that is sealed and refile. Not your stiletto, fancy nails are dazzling. Any judge. I got my tricks. Let's just put it that way. What can I say? All righty. Okay. All right, people. What are your thoughts on national interest waiver for exceptional students on F1? Half of my national interest waiver cases are people on F1 status or OPT status, or OPT, basically F1. I have just a handful of people who are H1, who are on H1B, but half of my national interest cases or petitioners are people on F1. So just consult with a lawyer and see if you're eligible. Okay, let's see. Can I apply for green card if I've been in the U.S. for 8 years and applied for asylum but never been called? But you've got to have a basis for being applying for green card. You just can't apply just because you've been here for 8 years. There's got to be a basis. Can USCIS reject my application if I overpay? You already said they rejected your application. Yeah, because that's not, your overpay doesn't mean they're going to accept that. If it's more than the fact that you overpay, then doesn't mean, okay, yeah, take it because I overpaid it. I didn't underpay you. It's still the wrong filing fee. So they will send your case out just like they did. So you just have to refile, send everything back in. All right, everybody. Thank you very much for joining. So let's just keep doing what we're doing. That's all I can say. Encouraging one another, keep sharing good news, and coming together and just praying. I think the best thing we can do for one another is I'm going for bed. She already knows me. She's probably going to text him like, are you sleeping now? No. Because I that's why I took the med, because I have a case that needs to go out tomorrow. So I gotta review that, and that's what it was helping me do. But it is what it is. But I know when to dial it. But that's when I'm on vacation. Like, y'all can call Jesus and his the Holy Mother, Holy Mary, Mother of God. Yeah, I ain't checking the email. I'm not doing it, because I know that when I'm working, I don't have a 9 to 5. I don't. I do what needs to be done when I'm not being a mom, and I'm a mom. I'm a full-time mom all day, every day. So it is what it is. So, and I have. Oh, by the way, being a mom also, because anyway, I'm not gonna say that. But let's just keep encouraging one another, praying for one another, believing that God cannot fail. His plan doesn't fail. Our plans can fail, our own plans, but God's plan does not fail. As long as we believe that His plan is, His plans for us are not for evil. It's not to bring us to a foreign land and let us fail. As long as you remember that, just keep going. Just keep going, and surround yourself with people who are willing to pray with you, pray for you, you pray for them. That's the greatest blessing we can give each other. Isaiah doesn't sleep either. Last time we exchanged emails to Twitter. Yo. Yeah, he cut a bug for me. But Carla and Karen and Lydia, I mean, I got a great team. And if they can work with me, they can work with anybody. Because yeah, they can work with anybody. They call me out too, but But that's all we can do. Let's keep praying for one another, praying with one another, knowing that God remains in control, and He will do that which He has promised us to do. And I pray that we'll continue to have reasons, many, many reasons, to share good news with one another. And I'll see you guys on Thursday. Have a good evening.